Hello and welcome to iTradeAIMS. This is Imi. In this video we are going to talk about the DAX30. I'm going to do quick 10-second Elliott waves. So the concept of the 10-second Elliott wave is what we apply to all of our trading. It is a very powerful concept. I shared a 2-minute video before the trading session. I will link that in the description below. You will see that I predicted what wave is going to happen on DAX. So looking at the daily chart, the hourly chart, the 5-minute and the M1 chart, we could actually find out really amazing trade opportunities depending on what type of lifestyle you have. So if you're working, you have a time frame to choose. If you are available for an hour or two, you have another time frame like the M1 and M5 time frame available for you. Plus you can also automate these strategies. So once you see the setup, first you learn the setup, what it is, and then once you know what it is, you automate it, you make an entry, your stop loss and your take profits are automatically set up using the expert advisor that you can get from Snorm, and you use our indicators using the setup one. So what we're going to do now is we're going to dive into the DAX30 chart and see how it performed, how we predicted that the market has a higher chance of going down. And when the DAX or any index, when it goes down, they usually go very, very fast. And that's exactly what happened today. So we had some beautiful opportunities on the DAX30, also on the US 30. So let's dive in. Please subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so you get notification every time there's a new video. Okay, so what you see here is the DAX30 on the TradingView platform. Luckily, we have the AIMS indicators on the TradingView now. Although we have far superior indicators on the MT4, what we have transferred onto TradingView are the most important indicators that we have: the box, the AIMS wave, and the AIMS gator with the purple. So anyway, what we see here is a really huge move down that happened during the pandemic, obviously, and then as the governments and the central banks started pouring money into the economy, the market went up. There was a little bit of a glitch here which turned into an ABC correction, and this is very important because we talked about it before as well. On the 15th of May, what you see here is a strong move up. So this would be an impulse wave, and corrections are usually in ABC pattern. So if we put that here, what you can see is an A down, B up, and a C down. Now this is a PC pattern. So what you see is a stepping up box, and then one candle, as you can see around here, this one candle kind of pokes below the low. Now it's an uptrend for this moment. From here to here is an uptrend, so price should not be breaking below the lower or the higher low. So it does that, but it introduces more buy orders, and that day what happens is that it closes inside the box, giving you an early warning to say this trend is resuming at the peak of C. So what we see here is a candle formation which we call the fruit candle or the bearish divergent candle according to the Bill Williams method. So here you can go long, and that's where we signaled we saw it, and price immediately followed after that, and it led to all of this strong move up. Now what you see now is that it's hit those levels. As you can see, those levels before the pandemic, these were the lows of those. So these box lows are important because this is kind of a pivot zone happens, a flip zone. So market comes there, and this is where profit taking happens, and price immediately comes down. Again, as you can see here, you have that pin bar kind of candle, but it doesn't take price up properly. So what you see here is an A down and a B up. Now I published a 2-minute video which I will link in the description. I talked about this move up, and this morning I had this idea that this could be what we call a B trap. Now the reason I call it a B trap is similar to this. So when the markets go up, right? So when they make those strong moves up there, and then they're hit by those resistance levels, and they respond to them and they come down, that first move down usually is kind of impulsive, and that impulsive correction is a wave A. Then it's followed by either a resumption of the trend, or what happens is that it gradually becomes like a pullback off this move. That usually is a wave B. Now the structure of wave B is that inside a wave B you see a ABC, which goes like so, like the Z mark. And so around here, when this ABC happens, and you have to understand that the wave C has this characteristic of being spiky and violent, and is connected to news. So this is where the C wave of the B wave basically pokes out of this. So if you paid attention here, this is where the C wave of the ABC itself poked below it. Likewise at the top of a trend, this is what happens. We also call this the llama or the Scooby pattern. But let's not get into that. So this is an A, a B up. Now what we need to do is to go inside, dive in and see the internal structure of this B. So now we are on the 4-hour chart. What you can see clearly is an impulse wave down and a corrective wave up. This is that B wave. You can see it clearly. I will mark it as well. As you can see, that's your wave 1. That's 2, that's 3, 4, and a 5, which was followed by an ABC correction, which would be something like so. So that's your wave A up, B down, and a C up. What will follow this is a gigantic C down. Now another rule is that usually wave A will be equal to wave C. So that's fib expansion of 100. So if we were going to draw that here, in this, the prediction is that this wave, if it goes further below this, it can actually come all the way here, but most probably within this region. And if it is a C, it's going to be violent, and there will be some news attached to it, which we already know there are news attached to it. China deal, all that stuff. Let's look at the hourly chart. So inside the hourly chart, you see even clearly the structure of this wave A. So if this is A, you will have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You want me to draw that for you? Well, I'll do that as well. Okay, so that's your 1, a 2, a 3, some kind of a 4 and a 5. Now another thing to note is that when you are counting waves within the ABC, which I call the umbrella of fourth wave, so when you're counting the waves inside an ABC, it will not always follow the beautiful symmetry of trending markets. So wave 5s will not often hit target zone 1s, and they will be kind of truncated sometimes, and wave 5s are small. And sometimes even within a wave C, what I've seen is that what you see is a strong 3 never followed by a 5. So that's another thing. But let's come to the main point. This gave me an idea from all the way up there. I did a 2-minute analysis. You will see that link in the description. I posted it in TradingView. That idea gave me confidence to say, if there's anything towards the short, I will take it. So what I did in that video was that I put a line here. This is the hourly chart. And please do look at that video. Actually, I probably will add it towards the end of this video. So I marked this and I said, I will trade in the direction whenever it breaks below this box. So I trade the M1 chart at the London Open, and I was watching this, so I took a trade here because as soon as it broke below this, we had a setup. So let's go to the 5-minute chart now. Around London Open, this is the London Open here. Market came down, hit those levels, as you can see, goes back up, comes here, hits these levels, this level again, goes up. I was short here on the M1 chart. Let me show you that now. So let's put a line here so we don't get lost. And we go to the 1-minute chart. This is a setup here. So we took this setup, and then this was another entry. So you can take that as well. So that's a nice 2R. That's a nice 4 to 5R. And this is one more setup that goes down. Now, if I knew that this was some kind of a C wave going on, I know that the market will just continue to go down and down and down. Then, after a while, you received what we call the perfect setup 1. Why is this a perfect setup 1? You have a strong 3, followed by a 4 wave. Let me just draw that for you as well. So, although I'm drawing on the chart, I'm actually getting those counts from this pattern of the E wave, of the AIMS wave. And this concept is explained fully in the book that is in the description that you can download for free. It can change the way you look at the markets forever, because this is the structure of the market, and the structure never changes. So this would be your 1, this would be your 2, this would be your 3, that's your 4, and that's your 5. And you can predict these wave 5s with a degree of certainty, almost 80% success rate. So you can start your target zone from where wave 3 started, bring it here, bring the other one here, and you have an idea fairly where it's going to come to. Now, it didn't hit the target zone 1 correctly this time, but by the time it came here, you were already 3 to 4% in profit. And then later on, what we saw is an M5 setup. So this does this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 all the way here, and then it pulls back. So check this out. On the M1, we traded the wave 3. Inside it, we traded wave 5. But that became the wave 3 of the M5. If you don't understand this, rewind it. Listen to it again. This is a very powerful concept. It's a setup within a setup within a setup, a wave within a wave within a wave. So this is your 3 down, and then it goes and makes a 4 up. And guess what it does? It creates a setup 1. This is what we teach in the setup book. So this is 3 and a 4. So what we look for is a peaking AO, and then we wait for AO to cross the 0 line. We want the gator to sleep and purple to be correct, which means above the gator. That's exactly what it did. A tight box, you went short here, and if you wanted, you could still be in this trade. Let me correct this. So if you were, let me draw this again. If you were trading the M5 chart, you will start your target zone from there, bring it here, and then the next one there. Right? So this is indicating that there is a possibility that it might hit target zone 1 if it is a wave 5. Now the fact that it has actually gone all the way to the 100%, and as you can see, this lower peak is now lower than this. This has turned into a new 3. So if you just entered here and then trail the candles with, let's say, 10 trailing stop loss buffer or 5 buffer, or if you just said, okay, I'm going to exit only when it closes on the green line, you're still in this trade. I took it here and exited here on the target zone 1. That's it, job done. So that's how you do it. And inside this, when you see this, inside this, you will again have a lot of setup 1s on the M1. So let's go to the M1 chart. And as you can see here, this is that wave inside. So during the US session, it created another 3 here with gator sleeping, purple correct. You went short here. That's actually, and that's another one. So if you took this trade, you either exited here, and if you followed the gator, you just made a lot of money on this. That's what it is, and it happens all the time. Now, you don't have to do this analysis all the way from D1 or something. You could be just sitting on the M5 and M1. But if you do it from the D1 and the hourly perspective, you would know an overall picture of it. So let's go back to the daily chart and back to all that. And let me hide all of this. So what it's creating is a pattern that we call the B trap. Let's recap. So this is your A, B up. This could be C down. So that means that even tomorrow, you can expect it to go further down, and it could come all the way down. So we'll look at it tomorrow again and see how it behaves overnight, and then we will see what it does during the London session, and we will trade all these setups again. On the M5, we will get beautiful setups like this. On the M1, you will get the same kind of setups within these regions. So within this, when it moves here and takes a pause, you can either trade this or go to the M1 chart. Let's actually do that. You can see here, that's one setup that happened before, and then there's another one. And then M1 had its own setup, so a strong 3, a 4, and a 5. So all you need to do is to wait for the 3 and then wait for the 4, check the setup rules, and go for that wave 5. Very, very strong. I hope you learn a great lesson in this, and this pattern, this very simple strategy, although it might not sound simple, but if you look at the rules and this pattern only, the 3 and a 4, it really is simple. All you have to do is to wait for these strong 3s, and don't be disappointed when market moves like this. A lot of people just leave the screen and say, oh, it's gone, or blah, blah, blah. That's not the thing. When it does a 3, it usually does this wave 4. It goes sideways. Now, you don't want the wave 4 to go on the other side of the purple, because that means it's now reversing or going the other direction. But when it comes here, hits this, creates a sleeping gator and a tight box, you know that wave 5 is coming. I've seen it for 10 years now. It happens every day. So this is it. And If this video deserves a like, hit that button and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video, guys.
Thank you for watching. I hope you liked this video, and if yes, please hit the like button. Do you have any questions or ideas for upcoming videos? Then leave a comment. Also subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so that you never miss any future videos. See